All right.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh.
Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
Yeah, it's pretty complicated, and I wouldn't mind hearing your opinion. Oh, excellent.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore.
Yeah?
But the town's got some good people in it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
I agree, Parvati. They don't agree to be punished just because the corporation sucks. Reed tells me Edgewater's gonna die without workers and power. The deserters are a community. I can't just destroy what they built. I see your point. I think I'm ready to make a decision. Yeah, the deserters are a community. I can't just destroy what they built.
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again.
Yeah.
It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place.
Yeah.
Fed the hungry, tended the sick.
Yeah.
Gave a home to those that had none.
Yep.
But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering.
I kind of picked up on that,
She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
Not really, no. It did make me uncomfortable when she was talking like that. Reed tells me Edgewater's gonna die without workers and power.
Well, sure sounds like Mr. Tobson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Tobson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Tobson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
All right, I see your point. Thank you. Thank you, Parvati. I am glad that you gave me some
I
input.
didn't mean babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
No, I'm glad you did. I like hearing from you.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Aww. All right. Here we go. You talked me into it, Parvati. Plant status. Plant operating at 22% efficiency. Power is currently being distributed to Edgewater, Saltuna Cannery, and the Botanical Laboratory. Alright. Master Control Terminal. Safety features detected. High likelihood of moderate to severe structural damage. Ooh. Safety failures detected. Are you sure you want to continue? I guess? Redirect power to Edgewater. Redirect power to the Botanical Laboratory. Alright, we're going to direct the power to Edgewater. For what it's worth, because it sounds like it's not working very well, and that the facility is going to go haywire maybe after we do this. Okay. Spacer's Choice reputation increased. Retrieve the power regulator. Spacer's Choice are now revering. Convince the deserters to return. Deserters' reputation decreased. Alright.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit.
Mm-hmm.
This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve.
Yeah, but what about all the
I wanna
people in
ask you this
Edgewater,
private,
though?
Away from the eyes of my flock. so they do
that
not
you don't care
see me
about.
lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Reed needs his people back. This isn't personal. I need your power regulator. Reed needs his people back. Yeah, well, I need your power regulator. This isn't giving me the explanation I'd like to offer.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Tobson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
Well, what if I could get rid of him, though? I'm willing to deal with Reed. What happened to you, Adelaide? All this anger had to come from somewhere. Yeah, I want to know that, but I'm also willing to deal with Reed.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or are you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos?
What are you talking about sowing chaos? You were the one that wanted to shut the power down to all those people.
He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
All right. I'll need some help convincing him.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater.
Well, why didn't you just do that to begin with?
Made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth.
Well, why don't you share that secret with
secret
everyone?
Is human corpses. I've been
What?
grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
What happens when you run out of corpses?
Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops.
Okay, what happened to you, Adelaide? All this anger had to come from somewhere. Yeah, I want to know.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick.
All right, so you got a grudge.
He had a store of
You got a
medicine
grudge.
locked away. But Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Yeah, that's all I need to know. All right, well, I can understand, Adelaide, but you can't make everyone suffer. You got to make Reed suffer. He's the one responsible. Remove Reed from Edgewater. Let's do that before we try to convince the deserters to return. Let's go up and see Reed.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like
All right,
a
but
cool
you,
stream of
asshole,
water.
get out of here.
I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
She won't come back so long as you're here. Yeah.
Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice.
Yeah, not if you're dead, though.
I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town.
No, you haven't. A change of leadership's what this town needs. This town's a mess, Reed. This town's terrified of the play. Your town's a mess, Reed.
I have been holding this town together with both hands. You can't just expect me to leave.
I do, though.
I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer. But it is my home.
Hey, prophets don't lie, Reed. This place ain't profitable, so, you know, you gotta go. Adelaide's people aren't getting sick with the plague.
I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic.
Dude, no. The town doesn't eat anything but salt tuna. Of course you're gonna get sick. Have you people ever eaten an actual vegetable?
You are disparaging our parent company, and it is not appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
We are a Spacer's Choice salt tuna cannery. We eat salt tuna here, and only salt tuna.
But that's your problem, dude. You need Adelaide's garden. What exactly are you putting in those cans? That's it. Salt tuna every day. You fill your cans with anything you can salvage. It's not healthy.
Health is a state of mind, friend.
Oh, God.
Afflictions in one's body are reflections of afflictions in one's work ethic and attitude.
No.
Now listen, I do not know what pretty rhetoric Adelaide has fed you, but plagues are a simple fact of life.
Adelaide found a way to grow food. She'll come back if you step down. Persuade.
You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
Look, Reed, all I know is that it involves some really complicated math, and it works. She's been using human corpses. She's growing her crops with a special fertilizer.
And when you say special fertilizer, you mean what exactly?
Oh, you're not going to let me just, like, skirt past that.
Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance.
You think so, huh?
What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery.
Yeah, you guys thought it was marauders, right? Alright, I'm not in the mood to argue. You want Adelaide's help, step down.
You're right. I am being obstinate. If the best thing I can do for this town is to stand down, then stand down I shall. If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do.
Thank you. Yes.
I won't stand in her way. My life here is...
But she's going to be in charge now? I don't know
Give
about
me a
that.
little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
Yep. You don't have to do that. Yeah, he does. Get out of here. What are your plans?
A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them.
I wonder if he's going to turn up again in the game.
No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement.
Mm-hmm. You won't last a day outside the walls. All right. Good luck with that. Bye. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. I'm out. All right, Adelaide. It's your town now.
Look at that. The snake's come back.
I talked Reed into leaving. Come back to Edgewater.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Tobson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point.
Yeah.
Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may.
Oh, that's a lot of XP.
You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom.
Ooh, the board didn't like that, though. Edgewater's better off with you running the place. I made a mess of things. I'm just trying to set it right. Yeah, Edgewater's better off.
You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted.
Yeah, I know.
I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies.
Go for it.
I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Can't wait to see what you do with the place. Take care, Adelaide. Is there anything in here to loot? Oh, it's all this is steel. Well, I'll let them keep it or whatever they're gonna do with it. What's in here? Sealed, huh? Okay.